The round four of the tournament just ended, and we have big news. Akash topples Aditya in a marathon game, the last game to get over. And let me show you what happened, the big moment of the game and the round. Here, Aditya has slowly pushed his pawns forward, the queens and majority forward. He has a pass pawn. So he has been putting some pressure on Akash. It looks like black has entered white's position. But here, Aditya went for the exchange of bishop and knight and then went for queen e2, a big mistake. Queen e2 is a blunder at that level. It's a basic mistake because you'll basically lose a pawn. Aditya probably had a slight oversight there. He thought the king could not take the pawn. So after queen e2, it's just a pawn in game, and that game is totally winning for Agash, and he went on to win. So what was the right thing for him to do? So in that position, after bishop g3, here if you directly play queen e2, it's a good move because there is still a knight to play with. For example, take stays, the pawn stays. It won't be easy for the king to come and stop this pawn because the bishop's hanging. And if the bishop moves, knight comes into f4, and then knight d3 can come. So that would have been winning for Aditya. But then he decided to exchange the bishop and then go queen into, which is a draw, which is a bad move. So an even better option there after the exchange would have been just c4. It might not win in the eyes of the computer, but it keeps the pawn. And this is an uncomfortable position for white to play. But yeah, so that basic mistake cost Aditya the game. One bad move costing the game. A lot of good moves just goes to waste. Now let me show you a very bad handling of a position by Ruthvik here. 2 pawns up. You're supposed to win this. A little bit of calculation and some knowledge of how to win with 1 pawn should be enough for Ruthvik to win this. But instead of that, Ruthvik could not convert this. What is the correct way to continue this position and win? Just a calculation of 1 or 1.5 moves needed. That's it. G7, king moves, king f7, game over. That's all Ruthvik had to calculate. But instead here, he took some time. No, not much time. He just took 20-30 seconds. And he played a move that does not help. And then he pushed the wrong pawn. Okay, it's still winning. Actually, after king g7, king moves. You can still win this, I suppose. King e7, he came back. Yeah, here. Here there is another win, but now it's more difficult. Can you find the win in this position for white? Yeah, it is h8, king takes. Yeah, h8, king takes, and king f6, and g7. That would also be winning. But yeah, the previous position was easier to win, basically. And before all that, actually, position, yeah, this position. He had this position. And if you know how to win with 1 pawn, this would have been an easy win. Just king g6 and that's it, game over. Once you take the opposition and go forward with the king, game is over. So Ruthvik did not do any of these things, and instead of winning, it became a draw. Now let me show you a big blunder by Arush. Here, the reason for this blunder is that the player does not think about what opponent's next move is. He's only thinking about what he should do. So here, Arush has 2 extra pawns, a pass pawn here and a chance to create a pass pawn here. So move like a5 or a6, b5. All these moves are good. But then Arush played a blunder. Rook takes c3. You can see why it's a blunder. He would have realized as soon as he played it. Because Arush played the move immediately. Bishop e5 and a full rook is gone. So these mistakes happen because we do not check or think about what our opponent's next move could be. If you think half a move ahead, then you would be able to stop these kind of mistakes. Now another game where Nishwan had a wonderful position. Nishwan that played well to get this position, a rook, bishop, and the main thing is the h pawn. Samarth's queen is passive over there. So Nishwan should have just tried to. What is the plan to win this position, everyone? Can you think about how white should win this? The main plan should be to promote the pawn. And how do we promote the pawn? That's what Nishwan did not do. He played rook f7, which does not help him promote. It just keeps the position as it is. And that allowed Samarth to come and win the game. Here, Nishwan has a simple win. Just rook e4, king f6 or d6, and rook e8. That's it. And the pawn promotes, which means black has to give up the queen for it. And it should be easy to win with the bishop extra. Bishop or rook. So even if king goes here, that would be the better move. But even then rook e8, and now just takes and king g7, and the bishop should be able to win against the king. It should not be difficult for white to win this. But yeah, instead of finding any of those plans, Nishwan started pushing the g and f pawns, and that made the king unsafe. And because of that, Samarth was able to come in and checkmate happened on g2. Nishwan thought he had h2 covered, but g2 wasn't. So one moment where he should have planned things better and made the right plan about promoting the pawn, but he didn't, and it cost him the game. So some basic mistakes, even at the top level, happened in round four. And after round four, we have only one person on four. That's Agash, and then another person Ayush on 3.5, and then we have five people on three, and then someone 2.5. So two more rounds left, and let's see who can give a challenge to Agash now.